welcome to the Elements of Improv. I'm Andy.
I'm Karen.
And we're Defiant Monkey Improv, bringing you a series of short videos about the elements of improv. Today we're going to talk about starting a scene and how to do it with one person.
It's possible.
It is.
It happens.
I make her do it all the time.
Yeah. I make him do it.
She does sometimes.
Sometimes. It doesn't always happen, but it could. So if it never happens, you should try it.
Why?
Because.
Oh, okay. We're going to be giving you some tips here about how to do it.
Start alone. Not do it. Tips on how to start alone.
How to do it.
Alone. Oh God, I just realized what this video is. All right. Scene starting alone. Is that possible, Andy?
Are we starting over again?
I don't know. Depends on how you edit this.
All right. Try that again.
Scene starting alone. Is it patches? This is not going
Maybe
in.
I should start this whole thing all over
Okay.
again.
Scene starting alone. Is that possible, Andy?
Why, yes it is.
And how does that become possible? If someone's starting alone, I mean, really, what do you do?
You go out there by yourself and do things.
Like what?
Mime.
Oh, because we're in improv, we don't have stuff and things. So you're probably going to want to go out and create by yourself.
We talked in an earlier video about setting up the environment, the who, what, and where. This is where you can start. A lot of times we think, okay, let's get two people out there and we'll start a scene. You don't need to do it that way. One person can go on stage, start setting the platform, and then someone else can join them. We talk sometimes about the hypnosis of improv, starting with the induction of the audience into an almost hypnotic trance where they suspend the disbelief. A person walking out on stage alone, quietly, and starting to set the environment, the platform, is part of that induction. The people will watch it and go, what's going on here? I'm interested.
Yes, especially if you're good at mime or showing emotions, characterization, just using your body, because you are alone and unlikely to talk to yourself a lot. I mean, a little, but you don't have to in order to get things done. As a matter of fact, we have a couple of media examples of this actually happening in shows they might have seen.
We do. One of them you're probably more familiar with than the other,
Yeah.
so I'll start with that one. It's from the TV show Frasier, if anyone remembers that. There was a Valentine's Day episode, which was, I believe, 3 separate short stories. One of them starred Niles. He was all by himself, and he was getting ready for a date. There was absolutely no dialogue, and it was just him getting ready for the date and having different mishaps throughout the whole episode.
It starts with him noticing his pants were pressed funny. So look it up. It's really amusing.
Yeah,
It's
a great example of silent era film comedy.
What's the other example?
Well, the other one is a little more obscure. If you're familiar with the playwright Anthony Schaefer, he's most famous for Sleuth. The one he wrote after that was called Murderer. And the opening sequence of this show is simply a guy. The set is the interior of a house, and it's 2 levels. And it's this guy who has a body on a chair, and he takes it up into the bathroom, puts it in the bathtub, and over the course of a half an hour, chops it into little pieces and bags it up. He comes down sometimes, and I think he makes a sandwich or something, then he goes back up and chops up some more and comes down. But it's 30 minutes before another character comes to the door and there's any dialogue. It's mesmerizing and more than a little disturbing.
But we're doing improv. We can do something like this too, but maybe not for a half an hour.
Yeah, maybe not something so grisly, although you could.
Oh, heck yeah, do what you want.
You know your audience better than we do.
Yes, but this is why you should have good, crisp mime, and more than that, not be afraid of silence and being alone. Not calling to people necessarily. I mean, there's an example in one of our upcoming books. We wrote a book, but there's an upcoming book, maybe out by the time you watch this.
It's called The 1 Minute Improviser.
Yes, and the example is when people come up on stage and they're alone and they're like, oh, I wish my husband would come in now.
Oh, I guess she needs me.
Yeah, just something completely unnatural and looking off stage and trying to get people, that blows the hypnosis. Be prepared to just be there and carry on. These people, clearly, maybe you really do need somebody else up there and they're just staring at you. Well, let them. You keep going. If they're not picking up on your clues, you just be ready to keep going.
An example we like to use of the concept of being prepared to keep going is in theater, when a character has a line that's cut off at the end by another character. As a director, one of the things I learned is to tell that actor to know what the end of that sentence is.
But it doesn't say that in my script.
Make it up!
Oh!
And why? Because you don't know if that other actor is paying attention or if they're going to come in at the right time. So, an example.
We need to go around the house to
search for clues?
Search for clues.
That's an actual example from a show we were in.
Yeah. We need to go to.
So,
as her record was in like
a what?
I know.
So as you're up there, be prepared to keep going. Just let the scene envelop you and take you along. Because you don't know if you're going to belch up broccoli.
Broccoli burps.
Yes. Because you don't know if the people off stage are paying attention. I mean, you should trust them that they are, but who knows? Maybe there's a kitten that walked in and they're like, ooh, ah. So be prepared to keep going for, up to a half an hour.
You could do that, and don't bother looking for them. You may drop clues. Go ahead and call somebody. Invite them over, like, oh, I better use my push-button phone that's wall hung and call, where's my delivery? I need it now. I expected it a half an hour ago. Oh, ma'am, the delivery driver's pulling up right now. Oh, isn't that nice?
Now, on that note, the people who are off stage, quote unquote, need to be prepared for when that person needs them on stage. They should be paying attention for an offer or an opportunity that makes sense to come on. And I know if you get sometimes Karen goes on stage and I just get mesmerized by what she's doing. I want to see what she keeps doing there. And she'll keep going.
I will be there all night.
She will. But at some point, I got to go on stage. Yeah. That's what I get paid for.
Yeah. The person on stage, you can also get out of it by just, you're in the kitchen, you are making the sandwich, you've made the sandwich, you put it on a plate, and you exit. Well, now hopefully everybody else is paying attention because then they could go to somewhere else. They could be a person in the living room that she is entering, like you would see in a movie cut.
Yeah.
So
where's my sandwich?
Here, honey, I got it.
Thank
Stereotype
you.
characters.
Yeah. Where's my beer?
It's in my butt. I want a divorce. Or the person on stage can say, meanwhile, in a lab in Germany, and leave the stage you guys weren't paying attention. Pay attention to this.
What it comes down to is trust yourself. Trust yourself to be able to get up there and create that platform. Sometimes I find myself hesitating because I think, okay, I'm going to go up and do it. Oh, then what? You just got to go up and do it and trust that it'll come to you as you're working the environment. Take the leap of faith.
A leap of faith.
The leap of faith.
And the penitent man. The penitent man.
Yeah, it comes right after the penitent man.
Okay. It does. Yeah, sometimes I've been on stage and I start to question, it's like, is what I'm doing boring? I should hurry. I used to be in a group where we had a time limit. And it's still hard to get over. It's been a long time and it's still hard to not rush. If you are in a group without a time limit, there is no reason to rush. Take your time, do clear mime. And I'm sure we're going to have a video later about mime.
Yes.
And some tips and things to do because it helps you create that hypnosis when you have decent mime.
So, to summarize, to start a scene alone, get out there and start that scene by yourself. This has been the Elements of Improv. I'm Andy.
I'm Karen.
We're Defiant Monkey Improv. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please like, subscribe, share, comment down in the comment section. You can help support us by either buying a copy of our book, The 5 Elements of Improv, or we will have our Venmo QR code here you can scan, or we will have our PayPal link down in the description. Hey! So you can throw us a couple bucks. If not, that's fine. We're doing this just for the fun of it and to help share some of the things we've learned over the years.
So if you can think of, because we couldn't think of a movie that started with the person alone. I didn't think too hard about it. I was going to look it up. But if you think of another show, play, TV show, or movie that starts with one person alone, why don't you put that in the comments? Because I'd like to know.
Yeah, you did think of The Devil Wears Prada.
I did, yeah.
You
she was
did.
getting ready, and then it turned into a montage, but it was like no word montage. So she was getting ready. She had her resume, and was that. I did think of one. Oh,
so if you do, comment. We would love to see it. Thank you again, and we look forward to seeing you in the next Elements of Improv. Happy improvising!
It's a cat in a spring.